Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. If you haven't ran across me before, hey, I go by Didi. Y'all, excuse how this video look if it look a little funny. I am recording off my iPad because I did drop my iPhone in some water, so yeah, we sorting that out right now. So I am recording off my iPad for right now, but y'all can see by the title who this video is going to be about. Before we hop right into the video, I do have to thank my sponsor, Aura. All right, y'all, I need y'all to do something for me real fast. Pause the video, go to Google and search up your first and last name. Go ahead and come back to the video and let me know what y'all found. I'm gonna wait for y'all. Y'all back? Everybody back? All right, cool. So 9 times out of 10, y'all probably found a lot of personal information when you just simply looked up your first and last name. If you're anything like me, you definitely don't want all your personal information out on these websites just because somebody knows your first and last name. The reason why these websites have all your personal information like this are due to data brokers. Data brokers send your information to scammers, spammers, and just about anybody that you don't want your personal information to go to. And that's exactly why I have been using Aura, which is the sponsor of today's video. Aura is an app that shows me exactly which data brokers are sending out my information, and they automatically send out opt-out requests on my behalf. Ever since I started using Aura, I have gotten way less spam calls, spam emails, and Aura also does help protect me from hackers who could use this personal information to even access my social media accounts, bank account information, and just way more sensitive information. I don't know if y'all seen this in the media lately, but AT&T did just reveal that 73 million customer records, old customers and current customers, were revealed to the dark web. To those that were affected in the data breach, AT&T recommended stronger passwords, to monitor account activity, and to even consider freezing your credit. Well, just by having Aura on my phone, it does all the work for me. I don't have to download several different apps just because one company couldn't keep their data secure. Even if my information was revealed in this data breach, I would still be okay because Aura was already doing those recommended things that AT&T recommended their customers do after their information was already revealed. Thank you again, Aura. Y'all make sure to check them out. Use that free trial just to see if you like it. You can use the link that's on the screen right now, www.aura.com/DDTheDawn. It will also be in my description box down below. All right, y'all, quick disclaimer. Anything I say in this video I found online. I'm not trying to bash or slander anybody's name, and this video is under YouTube's fair use guidelines. Okay, all right, y'all, let's go ahead and jump into the video. As y'all can see by the title that this video is about the channel Atlanta Street Interviews, but it's more so focused on who's behind the channel, and his name is Marcus. So if y'all have never seen this channel pop up on your feed, don't worry, I'm explaining everything. If you don't know who Marcus is, I'm gonna break it down to y'all, and we just gonna talk about everything that's been going on with him. So yeah, let's go ahead and hop into the video, y'all. Okay, so like I said, the person that's behind the Atlanta Streets Interviews page, his name is Marcus, and Marcus Ferris was born in June of 1983 in Decatur, Georgia, which is making him 40 years old today. He went to Georgia State University, and after he graduated, he got a job as an insurance agent. He's also into bodybuilding, and he enters into competitions. He met his ex-wife, and they went on to have 2 little girls. Now in 2022, Marcus decided to start a YouTube channel called Atlanta Street Interviews, where he would go out into the streets of Atlanta and interview people who were either homeless or down on their luck. He would ask them questions on how they grew up and how they ended up in the position that they were in, and his channel quickly began to grow. But as he grew bigger, some people began to express their concern that Marcus was exploiting these people by having them tell all their personal business, and he wasn't even paying them. The homeless population of Atlanta, specifically one man, began to expose Marcus for not paying them, and he started to follow Marcus around and record his face, which Marcus never used to show on his channel. And because of this, Marcus left Atlanta for a couple months, and he started to do interviews in different states before he came back to Atlanta.
Go pay that $10, $20. You need to up.
The homeless people gonna get that ass.
Go buy her some shoes. Go buy her some shoes. You go buy her a jacket or a coat. You go get her something to eat.
Trying to fuck her.
Don't ask her for safety. Big grown boy. You scared of me. You gonna.
When Marcus came back to Atlanta, he started to give the people that he interviewed $5 to tell their stories. But people were still not satisfied with this because his videos were pulling in a lot of views, based off other people's stories, and they were not seeing any of that money. So he eventually bumped it up to $10 for an interview, and he currently gives them $20 for an interview. Besides this, Marcus is known to ask a lot of strange questions, especially about sexual assault and women's bodies. Some women were visibly uncomfortable with these questions, but Marcus always laughs it off.
Was it like an ongoing thing, or was it just one time?
It was one time.
Yes. Did he kind of like force himself on you type deal?
Yeah. Basically.
Okay. You say you didn't feel hurt. I'm gonna ask, was you still a virgin at that point, or was that so that was your first penetration? I'm gonna ask another tough question,
Okay.
and forgive me because I ask these questions because I know that there are some people that have these questions. Okay.
Right.
And it may come off as disgusting to some of the audience. I'm sorry if it does, but just I'm doing my best. Okay. So I'm gonna ask because it went on for so long. What were your thoughts with this? In other words, at any point did you kind of like enjoy it?
There was a point with my stepdad where I started like blackmailing him.
So you kind of turned it on him.
Yeah.
Okay, blackmailing him and to do what?
To get me off punishment, to give me things I wanted.
And what would you do for that?
I'd let him touch me or put lotion on me. Things like that.
Okay, so he never wanted to like penetrate you or anything like that?
No.
Okay. Specifically though, I'm talking about as far as Chris goes.
Right, okay.
Did you enjoy that with him?
Yeah.
You did?
It got to a point where I did.
Okay. Was it ever a point to where like you were the person that kind of wanted to do it? That's right. You're not, well, I'm going to ask. Are you trading sex for money out here or anything like that? Okay, so we're not doing anything like
I
that.
don't display my body.
You say what?
I don't display my body. My body is my fortress, so if I fuck with you, just know that I fuck with you. If I don't, then I don't. But other
Okay.
than that, I'm not going to.
I ain't mad at it. That's a great thing, okay? Really great thing. And so right now you're dealing with the guy, and how long you been dealing with him or whatever?
Viewers began to speculate that Marcus was sleeping with some of the women he does interviews with, and for a minute this was just a rumor. But slowly but surely, past women that he had interviewed started to come out and admit that Marcus would ask them what their prices were after the interview was over, and he positioned them for sex. A woman named Monique admitted that she agreed because she needed the money, and Marcus took her to his apartment. She claims that when she got there, Marcus told her that he would not be paying for anything, but she could stay there for 2 days as long as she gave it to him whenever he asked. She explained that she realized that he did not truly care about her situation and that he was a wolf in sheep's clothing.
So like almost 2 weeks ago, this guy from Atlanta Street Interviews found me by 5 Point Station in downtown Atlanta. I was in the process of trying to get a free Obama phone. And while I was waiting for my phone, to see if I was going to get approved, the guy, Marcus from Atlanta Street Interviews, asked to interview me. So obviously he knew that I was homeless because he came to me out of nowhere. So I was desperate for money, so I did it. He said, give me $10. Right after the interview, the guy asked me for saying, he asked me how much would I charge. I will admit, out of desperation, I was willing to because that was rock bottom. It's getting cold. I don't know where I'm going to go, so... And I should have felt some type of way that, like, damn, this man really just offered me this after the interview. But that mean he really didn't care about what he said to me. Really, the interview was like, it's just something for him to profit off the less fortunate. But I was just so caught up in my situation, I didn't look at it that way. So I said, I want 150. And he told me, no, he's only going to give me 100. And I said, once, like, just, because I feel overpowered. It's just, I feel belittled, but I still accepted it. I was like, can I have 120? He said, 110, and a 10 from the interview was already there, so I'm just going to give him 100. So he took me to his house, and he initially just tried to play me on give me 50. And I said, I want my money now because I've been played all my life. I'm like, what this man got all this money, and he only want to give me $50? Give me my fucking money. So he don't say, I should just take you back where I met you. I don't want to do it. We'll do it. I don't care about none of that. Like, they try to. But it's okay. So we had, and he right after he put his clothes on, said I gotta go back to work. He dropped me off at the by a library that's by the Peachtree Station, and he said call him if I ever need anything. So something happened. I went through something. I was locked out somewhere. Like it was just too much. So I called him to ask if he posted the video because I'm still outside, right? That's all I called him for, to ask that he post a video on the YouTube. So maybe he said the universe and the YouTube people is going to support me. He picked me up and said, I'm going to pick you up. No worries. So he picked me up. He was like, I'm going to let you stay. I'm going to give you a 2-day trial. And you can stay here. And he was like, I'm going to keep it real. Unlike other niggas, I'm not going to pay you. So whenever I want, you're a house guest too. But when I want sex, you're going to have to have. I said, okay, because I didn't have nowhere to go. So I'm just letting that shit ride. Once he take me to this house, this is within 24 hours. He asked me first right after the interview. That was like about 2 or 3 p.m. that day. But the next day, it was about morning time, 10 or 11. So this was all within 24 hours. So he took me to his house, made me wash all my clothes. And he went as soon as I got in that bitch. And I'm like, oh my God, here's some more bullshit. Another wolf in sheep clothing. I said that in my head. I'm like, let me see if I can get through this. I don't know what I be thinking, but I just don't have a chance. But after I washed my clothes, he was talking to me. I was like kind of still telling my story because I thought he was really just genuine man. After I was telling like my feelings and talking about my problems, he was like, okay, so you ready? I'm like, are you really genuine about your interviews? He was like, he didn't say his exact words, but he said something like, he saved all the emotions for his day job. I said, damn. While I'm washing my clothes, he gives me an edible and smokes some weed with me. And the edible that he created was very, very potent. I got sleepy. And I took another one not knowing how strong it was. This is real true. So I took 2 edibles not knowing that it was like so strong. So when I told him I took another edible, he was like, oh, well, let me fuck you because you're going to be knocked out for the next 24 hours. I'm like, hold up, rewind. Why would you want to even be while I'm so high? Like, I already said I'm a fuck, but like, can you at least make me feel comfortable about this shit? He tried to fuck, and it didn't happen because I just didn't feel, I was like, nah. Can I at least sober up? Then we gonna do it. This is all on the same day. Tell me why I woke up, my clothes was in a trash can. Not the trash can, the trash bag, like. And then he took my wallet, and he was like, you lied. You said it was gonna happen to me. And I said, you used my situation against me too. So he said, you're a liar. And he was like, I got mental health problems. I'm like, if I got mental health problems, why do you want to fuck me? Like, let me heal then. Why can't I just stay somewhere and get on my feet? He's like, oh, you're ruining my sleep because I got work and my bills need to be paid. So he kicked me out in the middle of the night. I swear to God.
Marcus later came out to tell his side of the story, and he claimed that Monique was stealing from him, which caused him to not want to have sex with her.
So the situation with Monique, that was a unique situation because the long and short of it, let me just say what happened, okay? So Monique was outside as well. And she had, called me to come and rescue her from a situation. She felt like some guys was about to take advantage of her. So I came and got her. And I was like, well, listen, you're outside, this and that. Let me see, possibly if you can stay with me for a few days and I'll help you to kind of get yourself together and then you can get up out of there, right? Mm-hmm. Long story short, she had called me to come pick her up. So I was like, all right, well, look, you're outside. Let me see if I can help you out. The whole plan was I was going to basically get her hair done, her nails and her toes, allow her to go get a job, up at Hooters or wherever. She could start working, and then we was going to do an update, and I was going to show everybody, like, man, look at her now. Because she looked crazy at first, and then now look at her, right? So I'm trying to save this girl, right? Trying to help her out. And so long story short, we get into the apartment, and without saying too much, okay, you know that I have certain goodies here, Yana, right? Mm-hmm. That some stuff, whatever, right? That you can eat and whatever.
Yeah.
She stole one.
No, she stole one. You say it's something like
when I went back to my room, I wasn't in there for more than about 3 or 4 minutes. I came out and everything was still sitting there the same way that it was. Okay, still sitting there the same way that it was. And so she was just sitting there. She's sitting there for a few hours, and then she starts talking crazy. And I'm like, is everything okay with you? And she's just talking crazy. So I'm like, at this point, I'm like, oh shit, what did I do? Like, she ain't gonna be able to stay here or whatever, right? And I asked her, so I'm like, what is going on with you? And she's like, oh, I took one of your edibles. And I'm like, why? Like, basically you stole the edible. Like, you didn't ask me, you waited until I went into the room to do it.
red flag.
And so right off the bat, You can't steal something from someone's house and think that they're gonna help you.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, you know, so she says, you know, I kicked her out and this, that, and the third. That's not the case. That's not the case. I was, you know, I let her stay that night because it was dark outside and it was cold. She slept in my bed, which you know, she slept in my bed. Where do I sleep when I have a situation like that, Yana?
Oh, like on the sofa. You don't want to be in the bed?
My sofa has melatonin in it, right?
Yeah, so do.
In other words, I catch some of the best naps on my sofa, okay? And so I let her sleep that off in my room, in my bed, and I laid down on the sofa. She woke up about 3 o'clock in the morning, flicked on the light, woke me up, you know. She was hungry, right? So there was some Chinese food over to the side. So she went to eating that, and so I decided, let me go in the room and get a few hours of sleep. It's like 3 in the morning at this point, like 3:30 in the morning. So I'm like, okay, let me go get some sleep while she's out here eating and doing whatever. So no sooner than I laid down and closed my eyes, I start hearing my drawers opening and closing.
No, you didn't.
So I'm like, what the hell is going on? So I get up and I'm like, what are you doing? She says, I'm looking for the recreational stuff.
Oh, wow.
Okay? So I'm like, why didn't you just ask? And she's like, I just thought I could get it. And I'm like, okay. So I can't even go to sleep because this person has sticky fingers and entitlement issues. And so, you know, we're just going to stay up for the next 3 hours. And, you know, when it gets light outside, I'll bring you to wherever you want to go, pay for a couple hotel room nights or whatever you need. Okay? No, she is. And if you've ever looked at her, if you've ever seen her, she definitely has some issues. So she goes on this 15, 20-minute rant by herself. She's like staring into space, ranting kind of violently about how these things keep happening and she keeps getting kicked out and this, that, and the third, right? Not mentioning the fact that she's a thief. So you know, hey, listen, I'm scared as shit at this point because she's acting nut ass crazy. And I'm just like, okay, this was a very bad decision.
Yeah.
Very bad decision. Okay? So, you know, she's ranting and finally she stops ranting and she says, well, I'm just going to leave. I'm just going to leave now. I don't have to wait till the morning time. I'm just going to leave now. She's shouting. She's yelling. And, you know, it's 3, 4 in the morning. So, you know, I got neighbors. You know, I live in a luxury apartment. So I'm embarrassed, right? So, and I don't want to seem like I'm kidnapping her neither, right? So I'm like, okay. I'm like, I don't think you should leave, but I ain't going to hold you. You know what I'm saying? So she left out the door, went the wrong way, right? And she's still shouting. So my neighbors, I'm like, oh, God. So I go out the door. I get on my, all right, that's the wrong way. Come this way. So I bring her. I walk her downstairs. Okay? And we get downstairs, open the door, and she walks out. And I let the door close. I let the door close. She's 38 hot. What are you doing? You da-da-da-da-da-da. And she's shouting, and the security guard is like, she's like waking up the whole neighborhood. You know how it is, Yana. We sleep on the driveway part of those apartments.
Oh, yeah.
You know, the driveway part, if somebody's out there yelling, it'll wake everybody up.
Yeah.
She's going crazy, yelling, screaming, doing all this stuff. Finally, I think one of the security officers ended up like taking her somewhere or whatever. I don't know. But that was a bad decision. I tried to help that girl. I tried to, you know, help her to kind of come up. But she was not in the right mentality, the right space to do that. And so, you know, that night, like she was talking about, she got kicked out because sex and all this stuff. Like, I didn't even want to have sex, or I didn't have sex once I realized that she was a thief. And she did that as soon as she came in. So sex wasn't even an option at that point. I was just plotting on how I could get her out my house.
There was also a woman named Yana who claimed to have been living with Marcus before he did an interview with her. She claimed Marcus got her pregnant and forced her to get rid of it.
Good morning, Kiki. I truly hope this email finds you well. My name is Yana J. I wanted to reach out to you to see if you wanted to do a little interview. You were brought to my attention 1 month ago. You happened to be interviewing my then roommate I was staying with at the time, Marcus. I was in the bedroom laying down. However, I overheard your interview with him. Yes, I am interviewee number 23. At the time, I knew I wanted to find your page just in case I wanted to reach out to you. I stumbled across it today. I just wanted to reach out and kind of talk on how shady Marcus is sometimes. He really put me through a lot of experiences I don't wish on anyone to have to go through. He is a controlling, manipulative sex addict who will do anything to cover his own butt. When you interviewed him, it really hurt my feelings that he was hiding me away like I haven't been living with him since the day of my interview with him, sexual relationship and all. We even created a child together in October 2023. He forced me to get rid of my baby by manipulating me after a night I just didn't want to have sex with him. The next morning, he was talking about abortion. He doesn't care about anyone if he doesn't get his way. I've been involved in freak-offs with him and have even been forced to hear him ...
How long did she stay at your place, Marcus?
5 months, from July to December.
Was y'all in a relationship?
Nope.
Okay, y'all was just kicking it.
Yep, and that was, so, it was very clear. I was always very honest, very upfront, very truthful about our situation, what it was, what it wasn't. I was what I consider to be extremely accommodating to her, being that I allowed her to come into my space, my living quarters, and, the place where my kids lay their head and everything else.
What I was used to. And yes, I did see him as a trick. He took very good care of me. Just like when we came to the house, like, I couldn't be there unless we had sex. So what did I do?
Okay, so this is my question. Hold on. When you see a trick as a trick means this is not a relationship. That means we not in love.
Right.
You staying here, laying your head here. I'm giving you a couple of days, which was way more than a couple of days. It came out to be 5 months. So basically you was giving up cat for somewhere to stay. That was y'all's agreement, whatever. Okay. However it went. So when it comes down to protection, and you guys not, which 5 months is a little bit of time to get to know somebody without protection after a couple of months. I thought, was y'all not having protection on the first day? A lot of the questions is Marcus going around just sleeping with the homeless women with no protection? Well, first of all, Yana was not homeless and Sonny is not homeless. Second of all, it's up to Yana too. So let's talk about the protection and how we end up getting pregnant.
What do you want to talk about? I mean, we didn't use protection, so.
And y'all both.
Shortly after this, Marcus interviewed a woman named Sunny who had lost both of her legs in a car accident. He was asking her the same uncomfortable questions, and many people joked that she would be his next target.
What, I guess, again, audience, brace yourself. But what, primary sex positions do you, do now that you're double amputee? I'm asking. So
Anything that you can do, I can do too. Basically.
Okay. I mean, because I know some guys in their head already, they're like, man, basically with the legs being out the way, that's probably a fun time, right? Do guys tell you that, or?
And sure enough, Marcus posted a video of him taking Sunny on a date, and he even took her on a vacation. At first, Sunny did defend Marcus, and she was saying how she needed to get to know him for herself, and she just wasn't going to go off other people's opinions. But clearly, Marcus wasn't all for her how she was for him, because he continued to see other women, and Sunny would come online clearly upset by this and calling out another female that Marcus interviewed and linked with, a woman named Indy.
Tagging me in this girl goddamn comments. Oh, Sunny coming for her in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. First of all, Shorty 29. Shorty ain't on my level. I could never stoop that. I'll give y'all my commentary on Shorty if y'all really want. I'll give you my commentary on Shorty and Marcus. Marcus gonna do anything for views. Anything, as long he don't give a damn. He don't give up what it is. If he knows it's gonna grab y'all attention, and he gonna do it, and he's not gonna be apologetic about it. That's just, y'all keep tagging me and comparing me and trying to talk about some. Oh, I think Marcus should deal with West Indy and this. I think they should deal with each other too.
Now, Indy recently came out admitting that she did sleep with Marcus and claimed that he even gave her something.
Yeah, you guys. Me and Marcus did have. I ended up getting BV. So, yeah. So I'm getting BV, but everything else came back great. So, I don't got nothing else, but that just popped up, so.
Shortly after India came out with this news, Sunny claimed that Marcus R-worded her and that she was taking him to court.
I am paralyzed. I can't do nothing, nigga. So yes, you did what you did. And mother keep talking about, well, why did you allow him to do what he do? Well, how else was I gonna get home? If I be like, hey, yo, da, 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 who knows? Maybe the police would have came in time enough. Maybe not. Who knows? I'm not gonna say I never saved, but y'all said it. All I'm explaining is how that first, it was never, I didn't want to fuck to get the first night, and that's what I'm saying.
And y'all, this isn't even all the women that have came out with these types of stories about Marcus, but these are the main ones that have the proof and stories to tell. Now, Marcus does do some good. There are certain people that he helps out a lot, especially the younger ones, but what he does behind the scenes is controversial. Everybody that has came out with a story is grown, so consent is not necessarily the issue, but people feel like he preys on people in vulnerable positions. Marcus did also catch some backlash when he interviewed a 14-year-old girl that was out on the streets without her parents' permission. A lot of people were saying that Marcus should definitely know better than to do something like this, given that he has 2 daughters himself. All right, y'all, that's what I got for today's video. Now, I did kind of just focus on the women in this video. Marcus's channel is very interesting. I did used to watch him heavy before I kind of knew what he would be getting into. I try not to watch him no more, but y'all, these people's stories be interesting. You know, he keeps up with Josias, Chris, all them. Like, I could definitely do stories on the characters that he does make videos on. If that's something y'all won't want to see, let me know down below in the comments. Let me know if you enjoyed this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe if you did enjoy the video, and I'll catch y'all in my next one. Bye, y'all.